Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So this is going to be my, I guess, sort of news of the day video. There was some stuff that came out that I want to talk about, but none of it is like video worthy in the sense of just doing a sole video on it. There's three things specifically I want to mention here. So it's kind of a news of the day video. There's actually one thing I guess that could be a video on its own that I do find interesting, but yeah, that's the last thing I want to talk about, and we'll get into that right away. So, of course, before we go any further, I do have to warn you for spoilers for the latest episode of Fear the Walking Dead, not episode 14, the one coming this Sunday, but episode 13. And if you are new here, as always, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Walking Dead content like this. I do have a review coming out later on of the 6 bonus episodes, and so I've been getting requests to actually post my review on that, so I will be doing that later. I'm also going to be doing a review on the Whisper arc and of season 10, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, my review of the 6 bonus episodes of The Walking Dead is coming out later today. But the first thing here that I want to talk about for news is the fact that The Walking Dead is going to Disney Plus Star. I guess it's the Star channel or whatever on Disney Plus. That I find really interesting. And it's kind of funny because I remember with Disney Plus, that was the whole thing like a long, long time ago that everyone was wondering, especially with the Marvel series, was that how is the show or how is Disney ever going to have like Daredevil or Punisher, right, on Disney Plus? And it's funny how now now that they have Star on there, it kind of solves that. If they want to do that, just put it on there, right? It's a little more graphic, so you just have it on like Star or what have you. It makes a lot of sense. Like that's the easiest thing to do because they have The Walking Dead on there now, or not now, but they eventually will. They're gonna have The Walking Dead on Disney Plus, which is like what? That makes no sense at all. And it's kind of interesting with Disney Plus because I'm at the point now where it's like, if you have all of this content, like Netflix still has amazing stuff. It honestly, for me, it is very hard to choose between Netflix and Disney Plus because they're both really awesome. Netflix has its own unique shows, its own original shows that I really enjoy. I'll sometimes really get into those crime investigation ones. Those things are a lot of fun, like with the murder stuff and all that. That stuff can be really crazy. I love the hauntings of Bly Manor, of Hill House. There's a lot of stuff that they do release on there that's a lot of fun. And I'm sure you guys have a lot of shows you watch on Netflix. My girlfriend has many things that she watches on Netflix. And on Disney Plus, it was always just kind of, there was not a lot of content on there. It was like, if you want to watch Disney movies, there you go. And so now with The Walking Dead going on there and with their Star thing on there, like there is a lot more to choose from. There's a lot of older movies. I still think that Disney Plus doesn't really come close to Netflix in any way. I still prefer Netflix over Disney Plus. But for Walking Dead fans, this is really good news. I've seen that the final season is actually going to be airing on Disney Plus as well, but I think it's going to be the day after, I think. First of all, I could be wrong with that, but that's what I've been seeing here. I've been seeing that it's going to premiere obviously on August 22nd. That's when it airs on TV, but it'll be on Disney Plus the day after. And I know a lot of subscription TV things, like that's what it's called. I know they usually have things air like maybe a few hours after it airs on television or the day after. So that's nothing really new. I don't know, like I know this is going to be in the UK for sure, but I think it's going to be on Star as well here, like, or just in the US and stuff. So yeah, I thought I would just point that out because I know a lot of people ask when the final season or when season 10 is going to be on Netflix and etc. I don't know if season 10 is actually on Netflix yet. It could be. You might want to go look. I haven't actually checked at all, but if it's on Netflix, I guess it wouldn't be too surprising. It came out so long ago. I don't know when these 6 bonus episodes are going to be on there or if season 10 is even going to be on there, but I imagine within the next few months for sure. If it's gonna be, if the final season is gonna be premiering on Disney Plus at like the day after it comes out, by then for sure season 10 will be on there. So yeah, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool thing that The Walking Dead is gonna be on Disney Plus. That it's expanding like that. But the next thing I want to get to here is Clementine's artwork, and I heard of all this stuff here. I heard that Robert Kirkman and Skybound announced all this weird ass comic book story. There was a bunch of stuff with like Rick Grimes wielding Michonne's lightsaber or something like that. That's what I see here. And there's also Clementine's first, I guess, comic appearance. And obviously, I don't think that like this is sort of like just random stories. They're very whatever, but it kind of is a big deal because it is Clementine's first comic book appearance. And it's really cool to actually see the artwork here. I mean, it does, I guess, look like Clementine. And I guess this would be after the final season, right? Because I don't remember what actually happened at the end, I believe that she did lose her leg. That would make sense with some of these photos here, but I can't remember for sure. Like I'm trying to, I think that's what happened. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since I've played it. It came out like what, over 2 years ago now. And yeah, I am really interested in this. I would love it if she, like, I know the comic is over, but if they somehow join the universes and if there was a way to do that. But, as of now, it's sort of this, I guess, one shot type of, I guess it's Skybound's new series. They're calling Skybound X. It's coming out on July 7th. And I probably will do some reviews on this because I am really interested in it. I'm really interested in what they could do with Clementine in the future, and not even that, which is other storylines and just other random things like that. Because I know it's separated from The Walking Dead, but like on the Walking Dead television show, they sometimes borrow things from random storylines like that. If there's like the spin-off comic, they'll usually do something. It'll be such a slight nod, but they could do something like that, which I think would be really cool. Like that's a big thing right there. If the show or AMC, I don't know how the rights work and all that, but if they ever wanted to make a show on Clementine, that would be perfect right there. So many people would watch that, especially if you casted Lee. Like that's a huge show right there. And so the last thing I wanted to talk about, which I found very interesting, was the crying poster theory that I've been seeing. And I saw this from comicbook.com. And basically the whole theory is that certain characters are crying, and the characters that are crying suffer big losses this season. And there's one character that is actually crying. And I remember this too. I remember seeing these posters. The one character that is crying is Sherry. And so the whole theory right now is that, does this mean that Dwight is going to die in the final episodes here of season 6? Because if you actually look at the photos, it is a little creepy. There actually is some legitimacy here a bit. And I can see this being something that they added, because those tears are obviously fake. Like, well, I'm guessing they're fake, unless they just told them all to cry. It could be real, I don't know. But there are certain characters here crying, and so let's go through it here. We see Dwight, there's no tear, which means he's not going to suffer a loss or what have you. You go to Sherry here, which means, okay, she could be suffering a loss here. And so we'll ignore that for now. Let's go to the next one. There's John Dory, obviously no tear because he died, right? And then you go to June, and there's a tear because she lost John, right? You go to Morgan, no tear, because I know Morgan did lose his baby with Grace, but it wasn't his baby, first of all. And it's kind of his loss, but I can see, I get why that would be more of Grace's loss, for sure. I totally get that. And so you go to Grace here, and she does have a tear. It's on the side of her face there, but there's a tear there. So that would say that, yeah, she had a big loss this season, which she obviously did. And then you go to Alicia, no loss, which makes sense. She never lost anyone that close. You go to Dakota, and there's a tear, which obviously makes sense because she lost Virginia. She lost her mother. I always want to say sister, but she lost her mother, Virginia. You go to Strand, no tear. Luciana, no tear. Charlie, no tear. Daniel, no tear. And so that would say that, yeah, none of them lost anyone big. But you go to the characters with tears on their faces, and that's Dakota, which is she lost Virginia. And then you would go up to Grace, she lost her baby. You go up to June, she lost John. You go up to Sherry, and that's kind of where the theory is. Like, this is where it gets a little creepy, is Sherry next on the list to lose someone? So is Dwight going to die on Fear the Walking Dead? And I think that it could happen. I think it is possible. It would be shocking, but Fear the Walking Dead does that. And I honestly, like, I can't just say, no, they'll never kill off Dwight, because it could happen. It very well could happen. Yeah, that would be interesting. I do think this crying poster theory thing here, it could actually be accurate, just because of all the characters that have lost people so far. There's actually, it seems like it could be real. And based off of what I know in the last couple of episodes here of season 6, it's actually kind of possible. I don't know how they would do it. It's possible in a way where maybe something happens to Dwight where the nuke does go off, or I don't know if it's a nuke, but the missile, whatever happens, does go off, and it looks very bad for Dwight, but maybe he does survive, but he has some like worse burns and worse injuries. And it looks like it's very scary for him, I would say. And then going into season 7, maybe it turns out to be fine. But I don't know. I think there is a chance here that, yeah, this could be legit. And I wanted to know your guys' thoughts. I saw this here on comicbook.com, and I was just like, what the hell? Is this actually real? And it turns out, yeah, there's this. I don't know who actually originally came up with this theory. I wish I could give credit, but I just saw this here on comicbook.com. So I'll leave a link down below to the article if you want to check out the article, obviously. But It's pretty shocking. If this ends up being true, then I bet you in season 7, whenever they come out with character posters with anything, everyone's going to be looking for clues and stuff. And I think it's a lot of fun to do that. So we'll wait and see. To kill Dwight off is a pretty big storyline. It's a pretty big deal, but I think it's possible. I mean, maybe the whole Sherry thing more hints at Sherry's no, I can't even get into that. Actually, no, episode 13, you guys have watched it. I'm so confused with when I watch episodes now because I always watch them early. So I'm like, wait, has it already aired? But no, Dwight and Sherry are kind of back together now. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was a bad sign right there. The fact that they actually got back together, that they made up right there. Maybe that means Dwight's going to die right away. I think it could happen. So I'll leave it here. This was your news of the day video. Post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more content like this. I kind of want to do like a news of the day video every single day, and maybe it's not necessarily on like Walking Dead related stuff, but I thought it would be kind of fun because I'm doing my videos every day in the mornings now. That's my plan. Is I want to do them right in the morning, get them done by noon or 1 or 2 o'clock around there, and then just in case other stuff comes out later on in the day, and this way I can actually get my stuff done earlier, because usually I'll get my stuff done by like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock around there. Yeah, I hate posting late in the day, and I would like to have it out earlier. And even if it comes out more in the early afternoon or something like that, at least I have time to talk about news, because I noticed that I'll want to work on like a season 10 review. I want to work on certain things, but I never have time because news will break during the day or something. And that kind of pushes it off, or there'll be an update on this, and so I have to push it off for the next day. But if I get started in the morning, do a news of the day video, I can kind of talk about the lesser stories and stuff. And yeah, I also want to know if there's any reviews of movies you guys want me to do, because I saw this movie Army of the Dead that looks kind of interesting. I wouldn't mind reviewing that. And also Resident Evil 8. I know the game's been out for a while now, but I finished the game on normal and then I finished it on hardcore. I'm trying Village of Shadows now. So I'd be interested in doing a review of Resident Evil 8. I actually really would. But yeah, post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.